So I'm just going to pack them in here so that they can cure. So this is my palm oil. This one is my lye. I went ahead to add green color. That's my soda ash, 250 grams. I have my foam booster and I have silicate. So I'm just going to dissolve this one inside. So I'm going to use silicate and also So when you do this, do not panic. That is how palm oil is. It accelerates so fast, and you just have to keep stirring your mixture. And you go ahead and add your lye solution and stir. You might experience something like the this thing wants to separate, like your mixture wants to separate. Do not panic. Immediately you add in your foam booster, it will lighten up. You understand? If you don't have a foam booster and you have sulfonic acid and you do your measurement, you can measure in 250 mils, you can measure 100 mils, depending on the quantity of foam booster you want to put inside. Just go ahead and stir it inside, and you will discover that the mixture is going to loosen up so well. And yeah, like you see, if you look at it very well, you see you keep on mixing and mixing, and then you add your foam booster. You are going to have that creamy texture. You're not going to have that grainy texture. Palm oil is quite funny. It hardens up so fast. Yes, so don't panic. Just go ahead and follow the steps, and you're going to have yourself a beautiful mixture and a beautiful bar of soap. Okay, let's keep watching. I don't want to twist. So that's our soap after molding it, and yeah, I'm just going to use this DIY cutter my husband just made for me. He made it for me this same day, like with fish. Is it fish line? Yes. So that I can like go ahead and cut my soap, because this was actually thick and to use a knife would have been hectic for me, and that's our soap. So this soap hasn't even stayed for up to 24 hours and it's this hard already. Like, it's hard. This is about how many hours, and I just decided to go ahead and cut it, because since it's simple for you to like cut your soap while it's still not too hard, so that after doing it you can keep it to cure. With this mixture, I'll go and say it again. Please don't come and ask me in the comment section like questions I've already answered in the video. Make sure you watch the video to the end and stop skipping videos. So with this particular mixture, it was 50-50. Like, it was 50% palm oil, bleached palm oil, and the 50-50 is in the sense that I also use the same amount of liters of lye to make this soap, meaning I use 3 liters of palm oil, bleached palm oil, and I also use 3 liters of my lye solution. I got this color because I use watercolor, like green color, and it would have been brighter than this, but as you saw from the beginning, excuse me, I just choked. My oil was quite like, it was grayish. That was the last grade, like the bottom part of the palm oil I got. It was quite cheap, as in cheap. Yeah, so we all want to make profit and the rest, so going for cheap oils is really better. And I like this one because it is heavy and your bar of soap will really be hard. And then some people ask me, why did I put silicate? Okay, this silicate is to help dry out water like fast. You know, sometimes you make soap and you keep the soap and it starts sweating. When you put silicate, I would have even put more. I was supposed to put more, but I just went with 15 mils. 30 mils would have been best, or more. So you put it so that your soap doesn't sweat, like it dries out the water from the soap really fast. And then I use soda ash as a filler and as a hardener. When you use soda ash, it makes your soap to weigh, like your soap will have weight. If you have to sell that soap, even if you cut a little piece and somebody holds it on their hand, it's going to be so heavy. You understand? So that's how you make profit in soap making. You add those additives. If you have sodium, is it sodium carbonate? Yes, you can use it as a filler. Yes, so, but I don't really like using those things because you might want to use it. Oh, qualling clay, you can use it, but you have to use it in moderation so that your soap doesn't become chalky when somebody is using it. So I prefer you go with soda ash and just put a little. Use heavy oils like palm oil. You can go ahead and mix it with palm kernel oil, but palm kernel oil is quite pricey, so I always keep that one out. Most of the times when I'm doing my laundry bar soap for sale, I go with palm oil and I use tallow because tallow is cheap for me. I just have to go to the slaughterhouse, tell those boys to gather all the fatty parts for me, and I give them a token. I come back home and I produce my tallow oil, and it gives me a lot of oil. And tallow oil is really nice for soap. If you haven't watched my brown soap video, you can go and watch. I use tallow oil to make that brown transparent soap on my channel. Another thing with palm oil is, yes, it gets a hard bar, but it doesn't really lather well. So I'd advise you to use a foam booster. Hence, I use a foam booster. I use the foam booster because it's going to really help me get a good lather out of my soap. My soap is going to last and it's going to lather really well as time goes on. And for this particular production, some productions I used to do, I can use it the very next day because I used a lot of oils and the rest. But with this, I use 50-50. I'm going to allow this soap to cure for at least 2 weeks before I can use it to wash anything with it, so that it doesn't burn my hands or anything. So that's that. So guys, if you have watched up to this time, please do me well to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, like ask me anything I didn't say in this video. Don't ask me something I said in this video because you skipped the video, but ask me something you really want to know about soap making. And somebody asked me, do you really make profit? Yes, I do make profit. Like the oil I used was barely 1,500, and then my lie, if I had to calculate, if I'm buying it in a smaller quantity, I'll get that lie for about 1,000 or 1,500. So you see, if I had to cut this soap to commercial sizes, I would have gotten at least 60 to 65 bars of soap. So if I'm to sell it at about 100 francs, I'll be making how many? I'm making 6,500. And if I want to remove cost of production, I will make it a profit of about 3,500 or so. You get my point? So there is profit. It all depends on how you make your soap, how you cut your soap, and how you do your pricing. You get my point? You are definitely going to make money. If people were not making money, they would have stopped making handmade soaps, or they would have stopped making handmade laundry soaps. That's to show you that there's money in. But if you really want to make money, you get your produce in bulk, you get your chemicals in bulk, and source for cheap chemicals, source for cheap materials. Especially when it comes to oils, the chemicals themselves are not really that expensive because you are not using much, but you need oils. You need your oils to make a good bar of soap. So I advise you go for cheap oils. And then we're doing our ladder test. It's not been up to 24 hours, meaning it has not even saponified. Like the whole action has not taken place. But I still just want to show you how good this soap is. Just imagine that it's this good now that it has not cured. Then when it goes through the process, you imagine what will happen. So let's do a ladder test and you see how it ladders so well. Please, if you have watched up to this time and you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Please leave me a comment. Please engage with the video. Ask me any question and I'll answer you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye bye. And by the time you finish sapponifying, it will become really hard. Like it's already hard right now, but it will become harder than this because of the soda ash and the silicate that I'm putting in it. And it also will become very hard because palm oil gives you a very hard bar. The only thing with palm oil is it doesn't really lather as much. Hence, we went ahead to put our foam booster. And this particular foam booster, I made it on this channel. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch. Okay, cut.